Immigration remains top priority for President Trump as he wraps up his first 100 days in office. Numbers at the border are at an all-time low. The Department of Homeland Security reporting fewer than 7,200 for the month of March. That's a huge change compared to this time last year. The president signing 3 new executive orders this week, clamping down on illegal immigrants in this country. The new polling shows the president's approval rating is slipping. According to a Washington Post ABC News Ipsos poll, only 39% of Americans approve the president's handling of his job, compared to 55% who disapproved. When it comes to immigration, around 46% approve compared to 53% who disapprove. That's a slight shift from February, when 50% approved compared to 48% who did not approve. Joining me now is President of the National Border Patrol Council, Paul Perez. Paul, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good to be with you, Hannah.
I first want to add that the president just posted something on Truth Social about you, saying, "Make America Great Again." Danielle Alvarez of the RNC and Paul Perez of Border Patrol were great on Fox and Friends. Well, thanks for joining us, too. Maybe he's watching NewsNation now. What do you think?
No, it's great. You know, President Trump, it's congratulations on bringing America back, because he did it actually in less than 100 days. We felt the impact immediately. Our Border Patrol agents were able to go back into the field and actually protect the border, secure the border. We've got our military counterparts working with us. And so it's a really good time to be a Border Patrol agent, because Donald Trump has put the safety and security of America first, and it's working.
Paul, the president is actively working to deliver on his campaign promise, to your point, crack down on immigration, securing the border. It's been a key to his second administration. Tom Dempsey, who is one of our correspondents, he's at the White House, and behind him are mugshots of immigrants who were detained, now line the White House lawn. Why are the efforts not enough to bring up his approval ratings, even when it comes to immigration?
Well, you know, these ratings, these polls are always wrong. I mean, look what happened with the elections the first time, the second time. It's just something that we know is not true, because everywhere we go, everything that we've seen, communities across the country, they want us to go in there and clean up the crime that was allowed to occur under President Biden. So I believe the American public is really, really happy that there is going to be law and order in this country again, and it's led by President Trump's promises to make this country safe again.
I have to say, I think you're right here. I think a lot of Americans are somewhat satisfied with how he's dealing with immigration. I think a lot of those low approval ratings are coming from the administration defying the courts. We've already seen a few cases where people were wrongly deported. I'm going to bring up Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He was living in Maryland. He was under protected status. The Supreme Court has ruled unanimously he needs to be brought back. There's no indication that that's going to happen. So what precedent does this set moving forward, Paul?
Well, look, I don't believe it was a mistake for him to be deported. He's a criminal alien. He was a TDA gang member. He belongs in that prison in El Salvador. He's an El Salvadorian citizen. President Bukele's not bringing him back. The United States is not bringing him back. He's there to stay. And criminals like him and those others, that's exactly where they belong.
Like I said, Americans seem to be okay with the deportations. Many of them are not happy that the administration is defying court orders. Is it possible to keep the deportation number up and stick with Trump's campaign promise that they may be deporting hastily, possibly even making mistakes?
No, I think there's a lot of judicial activism. What we're seeing is what we expected. Liberals are going to run to the courts. They're going to run to the courts, and they're going to try to stop and stymie everything that President Trump is doing. But when it comes to deporting these criminals, we don't want them in this country, because if they're released by sanctuary cities, they're doing more harm. And so we want them out of the country. This administration is going to continue to remove people to their home countries. And if their home countries won't take them, then we've got other plans to send them to El Salvador and other places.
You are calling them activist judges. Some of them were appointed by President Trump.
No, you know, the fact of the matter is, we are waiting for the Supreme Court to rule on all of these cases. Eventually, they're going to make their way up to the Supreme Court. And President Trump has said he's not going to defy the courts. He's going to abide by court orders, and that's what he's been doing.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.